Amazon has gone ahead and done something very special by digging into my childhood and doing a full-blown documentary on the queen of hip-hop and R&B, Miss Mary J. Blige, my life. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritics.com, place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, I was able to screen a couple of days ago Amazon Prime's documentary on the Queen of Hip Hop and R&B, Miss Mary J. Blige, titled "My Life." It's a documentary, and listen before we get into this, because I'm a huge fan of Mary J. Blige. Probably my favorite R&B singer of my generation. And before I talk about what I thought about it, let's break down what this thing is and what it's about and who's involved. So, My Life, the documentary, was directed by Vanessa Roth. New name, and again, I'm not familiar with her. She's done a lot of National Geographic stuff, so she's in the documentary world. It's executive produced by Mary J. Blige, executive produced by Sean P. Diddy Combs, executive produced by a bunch of other people who aren't really front faces in this industry of music, but there's at least 6 that I believe executive producers on this thing that made this come together. She has words from friends like Taraji P. Henson, Alicia Keys, P. Diddy, Andre Harrell, rest in peace. For those of you who don't know who Andre Harrell is, he passed away last year during the whole pandemic thing. He is the founder of Uptown Records, which is the label that Mary J. was signed to, along with Jodeci, Father MC, Heavy D. This was like a whole movement, guys. It was an era of hip hop and R&B that just kind of changed the game, revolutionized black music, period. So shout out to Andre Harrell, rest in peace, for that pioneer in this industry. But yes, he's in it as well. What did I think about this? I was a little disappointed at first, at first sight while I'm watching it. When I saw the trailer, I was immediately happy. But then when I was watching it, I didn't realize, it didn't register, I don't know why, but I didn't know that it was only following one album in her career, which is the title, My Life. But I had originally thought that it was going to be a full-on, documentary from beginning to where she is in her career now. But that wasn't the case at all. So, not saying it's a bad thing, because My Life is my absolute favorite Mary J. Blige album, ironically. 1994, this album dropped out. I think it was in the fall. And this album, literally, I don't know, the documentary literally walks us through the stages of how this album came to be. Coming off of What's a 411, which was more of a pop, R&B, happy-go-lucky, club banging album. And then we transitioned into My Life, which was more bluesy, soulful, darker, but still hip-hop, still fresh, still R&B. And they talk about the reasons why it came out that way and how it came out that way. And it was pretty much done on purpose, because of certain things that she was dealing with in her life during that time. I don't want to spoil things for you guys, for those of you who don't know, but I'm telling you right now, if you are an absolute real fan of Mary J. Blige and have been since day one, 91, there's nothing in this that's going to surprise you. There's nothing in this that you're going to be like, oh wow, I didn't know that, I didn't know this. It's full on. Real Mary J. Blige fans are going to know this, but for newer generations of people who heard of her but don't really know about her, this may open your eyes about some things that were happening in that time of music, in that time of era, and with her, just period. So I'm just going to say that real Mary J. Blige fans, please don't go into this thing thinking that you're going to learn anything really new. The cool parts that were kind of fresh were seeing the process, because there's a lot of behind the scene footage that was never released, but seeing the process and seeing the people that were involved in the evolution of Mary J. Blige the second time around in this album. That was cool. But other than that, like personal stuff, family members, you'll see producers that worked on the album. One main producer who really sat down and dove into her mind and helped her become, helped this album become what it was, as iconic as it is. And that's about it. But other than that, it's a familiar ride. There's a lot of music that you'll be able to sing along to. I promise. A lot of favorite songs off this album that I definitely done, because I like the whole album. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was a long time until I stopped listening to Mary J albums. She has 13 albums, and I'm pretty sure I know all of them front to back up until about album 10. But yeah, man, Mary J. Blige, My Life. You guys, let me know. Have you seen it? Are you going to be watching it? Are you super excited for it? Because I am. I mean, I saw it, and I'm still gonna, definitely check it out again. Let me know what you guys thought. It's all about what you guys think. So please leave a comment below. Like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, pop culture, and my podcast, Critics Talk, make sure you guys check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.